sex.
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 Like this.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs explains that sex is a part of the essential physical needs that every human requires, along with food, water, breathing, and sleep. But what do college students really think about sex?
Sex plays a huge part in today's society.
Like this.
I believe that anal sex, oral sex, is all a form of sex. It might not be the same type of sex, but it's like it's kind of like chicken or a different type of Italian food. You label it all, you give it a distinct label, like say Italian food, but you have spaghetti, you have lasagna, you have what Italian food, meatballs, or whatever. Like, but it's all Italian food, but yet it's something different in a sense. So that's how I label sex. It's like it's all sex, but it's different in a sense. There's anal, there's oral, there's masturbation is a form of sex.
I think penetration is sex. I guess oral sex is sex. Anything that ends in sex is sex.
I think sex is penis to vagina.
I believe all forms of sex are technically sex, whether you consider yourself a virgin based on like the vaginal like intercourse, I don't know, but if you're doing stuff with people that you could still get STDs from, or you could still like look, I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna start over on that question. I don't know. I guess like all forms of sex are still sex because they have sex in the name. But it's also like a personal thing. If you believe that you're still a virgin because you didn't have like intercourse, then that's up to you. But sex is still sex because you can still get STDs or other forms. I don't know, other forms of something, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. That's the only sex we have now since we have twins. So we only have condoms. So we got to make it work. And it's fine. It's not the same, but it's fine. No, I feel like he doesn't enjoy it as much. I really don't care. I mean, sometimes the female cares too. Like, I used to care, but now, I mean, I feel like that's the only option until I get birth control. I feel like either birth control or condom is necessary. Like, if you have a boyfriend, you feel like you want to have sex with him without a condom, then you need to be on birth control. I feel like birth control, if you don't want children, use birth control. If you don't want to have an abortion and you don't want to be stuck with a child, then I feel like you should have birth control.
Yes and no on the aspects of safe sex, meaning wearing condoms. So great sex, in my opinion, would be not having to worry about whether she's pregnant or whether I have something afterwards. But really, in my eyes, the best sex is without a condom.
When using condoms, yes, sex feels slightly different, or at least from a girl's perspective, it feels a little different, but not too much. And I'd rather be on the safe side than getting pregnant or getting an STD that will be stuck with me for the rest of my life.
I don't think that you have to have safe sex to have great sex, but I do recommend safe sex. My thoughts on birth control is be responsible if you know you're going to be engaging in high-risk behavior such as unprotected sex. I do feel like you should be on birth control or look into other things such as Plan B. If you're responsible, no, numbers don't matter.
As long as you're being safe, in my opinion, and you're actually taking care of yourself and your welfare and not just being out here having all types of unprotected sex with thousands of partners and stuff, like, that's the only time I feel like numbers should matter, is when you not being safe.
No, I don't think numbers matter. I mean, I think they do matter in a certain extent. Like, you don't want to have too many people, but too little of amount of people, I don't think that matters. Because I feel like it's good if you keep yourself to yourself, you know, not spreading it around to everybody. But, I mean, if you happy with that, then that's you. But me personally, I feel like a lot of numbers, you shouldn't have a high number. Especially for females. Guys really, they do them. But females, I feel like you should keep it classy, keep it low, 5 or 6. No, 6 or I think maybe 10. Just keep it low 10. I feel like for guys, you don't get like criticized for it as much. Like for a female, you're gonna get called names and you're gonna get mad. So in order for you not to get called names or criticized or anything like that, I feel like you should just keep it at a low number or just not let everybody know your business. Because people are gonna talk, they're gonna find out, and you're gonna feel some type of way about it. But guys really don't care at the end of the day.
There is no good number. A number is a number. Everybody has a past, and it is what it is.
I think sex can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. It can affect a relationship between two people. It can affect friendships. If people find out who you slept with, or let's say they like that guy or like that girl, and they find out that they're a really good friend, slept with that person, like it could hurt that friendship. It can affect relationships because if the sex is bad or whatnot, or you just don't get that emotional connect, like relationships can go sour because of it. Sex plays a huge part in today's society, which, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. Because, I mean, you're always going to be stuck with, like, let's say for marriage, you're going to be stuck with that person for the rest of your life, so you'd hope the sex is good. But what if you waited until your marriage day to have sex? Then it's bad, and it's like, can you really live with that? I mean, I know it shouldn't be all about sex, but that is a key part of keeping a intimacy between a partners.
Oh yeah. I feel like sex is a real big deal, as far as like schoolwork, and because I mean, there's some people like if they're studying right now, but a girl was to say, "Yo, I'm trying to get it in," they would go get it in, and that could affect their schoolwork. Or if some girl wanted to get it in and miss class one day, 9 out of 10 times I'm almost positive there's some people that'll be like, oh, I'm gonna miss class to get this, especially if it's a girl that like, if that sex is good. And with the enemies, like say if I had a problem with somebody that happened to be a female and we had sex, I feel like that would fix some things. Or we could still have the same problem, but like we'd still have some type of different, like it kind of somewhat of a connection later. I kind of know how it works a little bit with friends, but like you can be the person, like you got to be that person that like make sure it doesn't like affect that friendship. If you're going to be the person that makes it a big deal out of it, then yeah, it'll affect the friendship. But I don't know. I mean, cause like a lot of times they say, like you should be a friend with somebody before you get in a relationship with them, because like who better to be in a relationship with than somebody that's your friend? So, cause y'all already know each other, y'all a lot of the same likes. If that person you call that person your friend, then y'all got a lot of the same likes and similarities and stuff, and y'all. So on that level, adding sex to it might hinder, or it might hurt, or it might help y'all friendship or whatever relationship y'all might have.
Sex can be a big deal depending on your mindset. If you're mature enough to understand that sex is just a physical thing between two consenting adults, and you can disassociate that or just have an equal balance between logic and emotion, I feel like sex is not a big deal, and if you're responsible, protecting yourself. But if your emotions are always tied directly into a physical thing, you're in a danger zone, and I think sex would be a big deal for them. But I also feel like your emotional issues may not be